Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Game Wars. You guys are lucky. This is your second episode today of anything on my channel, and that is the most work on here I've done it all ever. So, granted, I would have done one video if the Nintendo, whatever it's called, everyone forgets the name. They could have had a better name for it. But the Nintendo Switch, if it hadn't been so good, then you wouldn't be seeing this video right now. You would have got one or the other. But luckily, it was good enough that I was so hyped. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 videos today. So for this episode of Game Wars, another pretty highly requested video, not as highly requested as Minecraft and Terraria, this episode is on The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. Now, I will be looking at them from the remake's standards. Now, I know most people would look at it from the original version, but I'm going to look at it from the remake standards because, like the creators said, when they went to make the remakes, they could have made them in the art style of Twilight Princess, but they wanted to keep it the way it was originally drawn out and planned to look on the N64. So, with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and jump in and grade everything based on the remake's standards. So let's go ahead and get started with today's video. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance. This is the one time I have not used a random number generator to pick which category I want to see in this episode. Of course, there's 2 other categories other than this, but for this one, I just really wanted to do this category because I think both of these games have a very strong history, and I think they both need to have a large play in who wins this battle. And at the time I'm recording this, I really don't know who's going to win. So, let's get started with Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time has been known as the #1 video game of all time for the last 18 years. It came out 18 years ago. That's saying something. Now, the reason it said this, that it is the #1, I believe that's for most people because of nostalgia. Listen, I have played 11 Zelda games and counting, and like I said in the first episode of Game Wars, I would put this at number 8. Now, those of you that are still watching this video after I said that, good for you. Anyway, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is by no means a bad game. In fact, I love it. I actually like looking at it from the remake's graphic style. I can't say the same thing about Majora's Mask. I guess I just like looking at it from the old school graphics. But for Ocarina of Time, I love the new ones. Now, its history came along as the 5th Zelda game. Well, we're not talking about the CDI games. Anyway, the 5th Zelda game made by Nintendo, and they were launching it with the N64. The N64 had been out there for 2 years at the time. It was going great. Everything was going good. People wanted 3D Zelda, and this is what they responded to it with. And it's obvious it was a good game. For those who have and haven't played it, now it's just awesome. And now, as for Majora's Mask came out 1 year later, or 2 years later, depending on where you're at in the world. It was only made in 1 year. It took 1 year to make. And originally, it was actually going to be a 7-day cycle instead of 3, but because of the 1 year it took them to make, they could only do 3 years. Now, I think that's awesome. Making an awesome video game in 1 year. Now, again, like I said, Ocarina of Time would be the 8 out of the 11 I've played. This would be my number 2. I love Majora's Mask. But I will never put my thoughts into these videos. Well, of course I'm putting my thoughts into them, but, like, my opinions will not be the deciding factor in who wins. For instance, in yesterday's video, it was Minecraft and Terraria. I kind of wanted Terraria to win, even though I prefer to play Minecraft. I just feel like Terraria could have won that, and I feel like that one, although the categories were the way they were, in Minecraft looks like it was going to dominate. I kind of felt like that would have been a little closer. I mean, I know it was 2-1, but, you know. So, the winner of today's category for history, it's again very close. I'm going to give this to Ocarina of Time simply because it's the first 3D Zelda, and it has been considered number one for the last 18 years. Majora's Mask, on the other hand, is often regarded as some people's second favorite, some people's fifth favorite, all over the place, as well as its history hasn't been as impactful to the franchise as Ocarina of Time has. So, Ocarina of Time, number 1, and Majora's Mask, 0. Alright, so this is another new category, similar to Controls. I'm not sure if I'll do again, but for the sake of this video, we're going to test it out. So, sales. Ocarina of Time, being the original game, actually had slightly more sales than Majora's Mask. Oh, who am I kidding? A lot more sales than Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask on the N64 required you to purchase the Rumble Pack, which is an add-on to a console plus the game. It was just easier to get Ocarina of Time. You didn't have to buy anything other than the console and the game. Majora's Mask, you didn't have to buy anything. You still had to buy more. And even for the 3DS remakes, now, granted, they're pretty close, and I think for the majority of people, they have purchased Majora's Mask's remake, just because I feel like Majora's Mask's remake was better than Ocarina of Time's, but, you know, Ocarina of Time's remake actually was, well, now it's $20, and Majora's Mask's is $40. So, sales-wise, overall, Ocarina of Time comes out on top here again. It just seems like this is it's just easier for people to turn to this, because this is the one, when you think of Zelda, this is the one you always hear about, and you know, this is just the one everyone will tell you to play. Majora's Mask, Majora's Mask would be the one I would tell people to play over Ocarina of Time, but you know, either way, but Ocarina of Time will win this round. Okay, so the story for both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are two of the best stories in video games ever. And this will be very hard for me to decide between, because I can't put my opinion into it. If it was based on my opinion, Majora's Mask would win all the way. But there are fans of Ocarina of Time out there, and I do understand their point. Ocarina of Time's story takes place in Hyrule. A boy grown up and told that he is a Kokiri, living in the Kokiri forest. But when he meets the Great Deku Tree, he learns not only that he is a Hylian, but also that he is a hero. Kokiris never grow up, but after the third dungeon and you confront Ganondorf, as well as Zelda being captured by Ganondorf, you go to the Temple of Time to get the Master Sword, and you travel 7 years into the future, and you're grown up. You're not a Kokiri. And the thing is, you're trying to save Zelda. She's been a childhood friend for you. The great sages, they've been helpful all along the way. The people of Hyrule. You want to save the world. And that's why you have to defeat Ganondorf. Now, Majora's Mask's story. I love this one a lot more, but I know a lot of people don't. After the events of Ocarina of Time, Link sets out on a quest to find his old companion, Navi. Once he goes into the woods, he is then tricked by Skull Kid and murdered. Or at least that's the common theory. Once Link's dead, he's found in an alternate universe to Hyrule known as Termina, with 3 days to stop the moon from falling on them and killing them. What I like better about Majora's Mask story is simply that you really feel like saving the world. You would feel bad if all these people died. That's why you have to defeat Skull Kid. That's why you have to beat the Majora's Mask. That's why you have to do what you're doing. Because it's not just about you. It's not just about Zelda. That's why I prefer Majora's Mask story. But overall, I'm going to give both of these half a point because I think both have valid arguments about why they are each better. Hey guys, thanks for watching my newest video. This has been episode 3 of Game Wars. Make sure to check out episodes 1 and 2. They will be in a playlist, and I will be updating that after the release of this video. And check out my other video from today, my Nintendo NX, which is now called the Switch, my hype video, speculation video, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you guys check that out. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Leave your suggestions in the comments below on what you guys want to see. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. My name is Spam Attack, logging out of the ZGU.